helmets. Smoke curled from the barrels of their rifles. The silence that followed was deafening, broken only by the tinny, frantic voice of a commander screaming over their comms earpieces. Did we miss? The guard on the left stammered, lowering his weapon an inch. I shot him center mass, the other whispered, his voice cracking. I saw the fabric tear. Alex looked down. His worn hoodie, the one he had owned since college, was riddled with holes. The realization hit him like a delayed shockwave. He wasn't bleeding. He didn't even have a bruise. He patted his chest, feeling the smooth, unblemished skin beneath the ruined fabric. Well, Alex said, his voice remarkably steady considering he had just survived a firing squad. That's definitely going to ruin the resale value of this jacket. The guards snapped out of their stupor. They dropped their rifles, which clattered loudly against the pavement, and drew their combat knives, lunging forward. Kinetic immunity, Alex thought. Let's test the limits. He didn't move. The first guard thrust the serrated blade directly at Alex's stomach. The moment the tip of the knife made contact with his skin, it stopped dead. The guard pushed with all his weight, veins bulging in his neck, but the blade simply bent, folding back on itself with a metallic groan. Okay, that's officially cool, Alex grinned. But the wail of approaching sirens, a lot of them, reminded him that while he was immune to physical damage, he wasn't immune to being shoved in a titanium box and buried under a mountain for the rest of his life. Thanks to the permanent Vitality Booster +1 he had picked up from the local gym, his muscles felt coiled like springs. He turned on his heel and sprinted. He cleared the 10-foot perimeter fence in 2 bounds, vaulting over the razor wire as if it were a high school hurdle, leaving the bewildered guards staring at his retreating silhouette. Chapter 2, Ancient Echoes. The next morning, Alex sat on a park bench, reviewing his situation. He was eating a breakfast of black truffle ramen, cooked over a camping stove he'd bought with the last of his cash, and watching the city wake up. He called up his interface. The translucent holographic screens flickered to life, visible only to him, casting a faint cyan glow over the park's greenery. Current user status. Attribute. Value. Source. Level 1. Pace. Vitality +1. Gold's Gym, location level, E, abilities. Kinetic Immunity. Oakhaven Black Site, location level, S, skills. Grandmaster Data. Omnicorp Data Center, location level, D, inventory. Panacea Pill, X1, Premium Ramen, X21, various. I need offensive capabilities, Alex muttered, slurping a noodle. Immunity is great for surviving, but if I'm going to start hitting higher tier locations like government vaults or magical anomalies, I need a way to clear obstacles. His eyes drifted to the imposing stone structure across the street, the Metropolitan Museum of Natural History. The museum was notoriously massive, housing artifacts from every era of human and pre-human history. It was a nexus of history, memory, and, if his theory about the system held true, latent energy. He packed up his stove, tossed the empty noodle cup in the trash, and crossed the street. He paid the entry fee with some quarters he'd scrounged from his apartment floorboards, stepping into the cavernous main hall. The air was cool and smelled of old paper and floor wax. Looming in the center of the atrium was a fully assembled Tyrannosaurus Rex skeleton, its fossilized jaws frozen in a silent roar. Alex walked right up to the velvet rope separating the public from the prehistoric apex predator. He waited, watching the digital clock in his peripheral vision tick over. Daily sign in cooldown, 0 hours 0 minutes and 0 seconds. Instantly, the familiar blue window materialized, floating directly over the T-Rex's skull. Location, Metropolitan Museum, Apex Exhibit, location level, A, Historical Nexus. Sign-in available. Proceed? Alex smirked, his hands shoved casually in his pockets. Make me a monster, he whispered, and tapped, yes. Chime. A wave of amber light washed over the room. To the tourists snapping photos, nothing changed. But to Alex, the air suddenly felt heavy, thick with the scent of ozone and ancient dust. Sign-in successful. Location grade, A. Calculating reward based on location theme, apex predators, and ancient history. Reward granted. You have received the active skill, Phantom Construct, Apex Aura. A sudden, sharp heat blossomed on the back of his right hand. Alex winced, pulling his hand out of his pocket. Faint, glowing blue symbols were etching themselves into his skin, forming a geometric pattern that pulsed with a rhythm matching his heartbeat, his signer's mark. Description. By channeling stamina, the user can manifest a solid, ethereal construct of a prehistoric beast to fight on their behalf. Current form unlocked. Tyrannosaurus Rex, scale, 1/4. Alex stared at the glowing mark on his hand, then looked up at the towering skeleton. The mundane world around him was starting to peel away, revealing the impossible geometry underneath. And for the first time in his life, he was the one holding the brush to paint over it. Chapter 3: Beyond the Veil. Alex didn't test his new power in the museum. Even with his newfound invulnerability to physical harm, summoning a ghostly dinosaur in the middle of a crowded tourist attraction felt like a one-way ticket to a government black site with better containment protocols than Oakhaven. He slipped out through the heavy revolving doors, the late afternoon sun casting long, golden shadows across the concrete steps. But as he walked down the street, something was different. The city felt thin. He turned down a narrow alleyway behind a row of grimy laundromats and takeout joints, seeking a quiet route back to his apartment. As the ambient noise of traffic faded, the glowing blue symbols on the back of his right hand, his signer's mark, began to pulse with a steady, rhythmic heat. The air in the alleyway rippled. The brick walls seemed to fold inward, the mundane geometry of dumpsters and fire escapes peeling away like dead skin. Through the distortions, Alex saw a shadowy corridor bleeding into reality, filled with floating amber symbols that defied gravity. He had stepped into the veil. A translucent holographic screen snapped into existence in front of his face, its neon blue light contrasting sharply with the golden sunset filtering through the grime of the alley. System alert. Spatial anomaly detected. You have entered a veil fracture, threat level E. Well, that's new, Alex muttered, his hands shoved deep into his hoodie pockets. He kept his posture relaxed, a slight smirk playing on his lips. Guess the hidden world doesn't want to stay hidden anymore. A low, vibrating growl echoed from the shadows of the impossible corridor. 3 figures detached themselves from the gloom. They looked like starved wolves, but their flesh was made of shifting, jagged obsidian glass, and their eyes burned with a sickly violet light. A new window popped up. Entity analysis, designation, threat level, damage type, weakness, Glasshound, E, piercing, magic, blunt force, energy, magic damage. Alex's smirk vanished. His kinetic immunity protected him from bullets and knives, but a magical bite from an interdimensional glass wolf? He didn't want to test if his system considered that kinetic. The lead Glasshound lunged, its jaw unhinging to reveal rows of crystalline teeth.
Soft exhausted. Almost whispered. $4.32. Still clocking in. Still rotting slow. Maybe this is a way out. Foco style.
Can't even cover the interest on rent. Steam rising up from a spicy beef cup. Staring at the floor cause I can't look up. Quiet hours for the mold on the wall. 24 years and I'm taking the fall. Just a dead entry ghost in a dead end maze. Until reality rip right through the haze. Smells, clicks, echo from sense to hell. Every damn second, feel trapped in a cell. Another fake smile when the manager passed. And another dead dream buried under the task. I got scattered in my bloodstream now. Late written notices all take the route. But the second that blue screen came alive, it felt like fate finally got me out.
Confused, mesmerized.
A glitch in the air, a neon blue screen. The craziest hallucination that I've ever seen. It's singing in my head, do I click yes or do I go back to bed?
My life is a wreck, so what is the logic? But the room froze still when the cursor flashed like the universe broke through the dark and light.
Welcome to the daily grind of divine rewards. Trading in the spreadsheets for system force. From the S-grade basement to the S-class heights, I'm hitting signing and I'm taking back my nights. No more running in the death, no more standing in line. I just push the glowing button and the world is mine. Nails under in my veins while the skyline burns. I was broke in the shadows of a whole world of signs.
Step over the line, hear the siren scream.
Deadly force authorized, stepping into the dream. Red lasers on my chest, guard shouting on my name, but they don't understand, I'm just playing a game. So try and shine wings out loud. Kinetic Immunity, watch the leg hit the ground. Bullets bounce off like I'm made of the sky. You can't kill a man who was born to defy. I see the view on the cybernetic eye. See the city lights reflecting off the light. Every rule they built and crushed beneath me. I was born at the bottom of the gods can't reach me.
Visual feeling, running through a neon city with explosion zero.
Welcome to the daily grind of divine reward. living in the dead, no more standing in line. I just push the gold button and the world is mine. From the basement shadow to the neon throne, now the city